Coming to you from New York, this is the Jim Masters Show, Celebrity Talk Show series, and it's so great to have you with us today. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We've got special guests joining us from the Celts, and there they are. Ric Blair and Darcy are here. Matter of fact, rehearse that. In order to come on the show, all guests have to do that. Well, right back at you guys. These guys are not only world famous musicians and performers and so much more in the Celts, but also great guys, and they are very, very much troopers. Why? Because they are in Boston right now. They're going to be heading out on the stage for a sound check for tonight's concert. They just came in from Connecticut. They're going all over the country. It is that time of the year. Rick and Patrick, welcome to the Jim Masters Show Celebrity Talk Show series for the first time and hopefully not the last. Awesome to have you guys here.
Thank you, Jim. It's a real honor.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks for having us.
You're very welcome. You guys are so busy. You literally just, the cars or the bus just pulled in. You set up a couple of chairs, folded them out, found an outlet so you don't go off the air. That's kind of like
where we are. We're here in the dressing room, so you can see all the makeup, lights, and all that stuff. There, I'll show you again. So the classic, beautiful theater here today, by the way.
That's really cool. Well, Boston, a lot of Irish in Boston for sure. So they're going to be on their feet, but they've been on the feet for the group, on their feet for many, many, many years. It's really incredible. Tell us about how the idea of the Celts was formed. Initially, of course, I know the extraordinary background of top musicians uniting with the finest Nashville players to create this new sound and energy of the Celts, formerly known as the Nashville Celts. And you perform this extraordinary hybrid of Irish Americana, which combines the rootsy originals and tight vocal harmonies with fiery Irish traditional instrumentals. Tell us about how it all came together for folks who aren't familiar with the Celts quite yet.
Yeah. I guess I can answer that. I was born and raised in America, but like many Americans, I'm Irish American. My mother was Kelsey, came from Irish family, and my father was Blair, which is Gaelic for battlefield, Scottish, and my wife will certainly attest to that.
It's good.
I studied classical and jazz. I was studying at the conservatory in Cincinnati, and a buddy of mine called me and said, "Hey, there's this great Irish band playing downtown in an Irish pub." So I went down, and people were opened up the door. People were dancing on the tables, and I saw all these amazing instruments: the uilleann pipes and the fiddle, the bouzouki, the bodhran, and immediately the DNA in my blood was like, that's what I want to do. So that was, I guess, the start of my interest into the traditional Irish music. I moved to Los Angeles, and I was doing film score work and commercials and demos and just whatever would pay within reason. Had a studio in Malibu and next to Sean Penn's parents' house, which was originally owned by Bob Dylan, and now is owned by Ric Groban.
If those walls could talk.
It's just a lot of records were done out of that, and it continued to be. Anyway, I was looking for an uilleann piper, and ran across this gentleman, Patrick Darcy from Dublin, who happens to be one of the best pipers in the world. We've been playing together for, it's been 30 years now, Jim. 30.
Fair old while.
I was only 2 or 3 at the time.
I was still in Menefee.
Now we hear the accent coming in. 30 years.
That's it.
Well, my father, I used to always try to correct my father when I was a kid because I wasn't familiar with it. But my father always saying film as opposed to film. And I say, yeah, he said, we need to go to the store and get some film for the camera. I'm like, film? What film? You mean film? He goes, yeah, film. I said, and then it was, I think, I was on PBS, Ronan Tynan. I was interviewing Ronan Tynan, and Ronan Tynan said, film. And I'm standing there looking at him live on TV, and I'm like, where have I heard that before?
Your father, yeah.
So together 30 years. I love it.
And so that was kind of the start. We were playing a lot in churches, Jim, with our Christmas show, and it seemed to really catch on. And we're like, I think maybe we might have something here, because we were mixing, traditional instrumentation with contemporary, synthesizers and drum loops, and just kind of mixing it up. So some of the tunes were very hardcore traditional Irish, but we would mix it in with the drum loops and just try to make it our own, because I grew up in America, so we got in touch with a guy who said, yeah, we'll finance that show for you. And we filmed the first PBS show in 2010, the Pledge show that aired across the country, and then also the BBC in Europe and Ireland, Scotland, Canada. And from that point on, it really took off. And we've been on the road now for, this is, I think, our 20, this is our 16th or 17th year, actually, of
Congratulations.
That show, yeah.
What was that like when they came to you and they said, hey guys, because you've probably seen other artists over the years who've come from, there's this wonderful relationship and love and sharing of cultures between America and Canada, Australia too, and Ireland. So many people have relatives and family, and there's just this incredible love and respect for Ireland. And many of the Irish artists have been here, and they've had specials and whatnot on PBS. When they approached you and said, hey, we'd like to put you on PBS nationwide in America and show off your incredible talent and have the special, what was that like for you guys? Must have been exciting, huh?
Yeah, it was a great honor, because immediately we had this huge audience that was exposed to our music. A lot of the music is also, original. We've written a number of the songs and the tunes, but it's a mixture. So that really put us to the next level. I mean, we were at the point to where, most artists, you get a manager first and then you get a booking agent. Well, we had multiple agents after the PBS show aired that were coming to us. And so that was just a beautiful blessing, to have that opportunity.
They say, especially with artists or just people who grow up in Ireland, that they'll hand you, like the parents or the grandparents will hand you either a flute, a violin, a fiddle, a guitar, or something. You'll be either playing an instrument or you will be singing. Was it like that in your households, Patrick and Rick? Was there musical influences within the family that were passed down early when you were kids?
Well, in my house, my mom and dad, well, my dad especially was a big singer and entertainer kind of character. Pacho, he went by Patch, because Patrick Joseph, but he'd be the guy who'd sing at the weddings and,
funny guy,
tell all the jokes. He always knew every joke, so I never had to learn any because he knew them all already. So, but so that was my dad, and he would sing a lot of just popular songs, that kind of thing, whatever was the old rock and roll songs and that kind of thing, or country as well.
He was a natural entertainer, absolutely.
Yeah.
I remember when I first met him, we came from Nashville to Dublin, and he was wearing a cowboy hat and started talking with a southern accent. I was like, who is this guy?
He like walked up in the street or something.
Yeah. Who is this guy? Patrick's dad.
Yeah. And then my mom, you know, she would have known songs. She'd know all the stuff my dad would have known, but she wouldn't have been that kind of personality. You know, she'd be forced to sing at a party or something, and then because everybody always had to have their party piece, you know. But me, it turns out that he was my dad was a melodeon player as well. I'd heard about this my whole life, that he had a melodeon when he was a kid, but then when he left, I think he was 11 when he left home, and then when he came back, the melodeon was gone, so he lamented not having his melodeon his whole life. His black Honer melodeon with the red bellows, he'd always say. So I ended up, I found a similar one, black with the red bellows at one point, and was able to send it over to him from the, I think it was the Button Box or something like that, or the box office, I think it was called in New York. It was the accordion music shop. So sent it over to him, and we were able to eventually, like, he was straight away playing tunes, playing traditional jigs and reels and stuff, and hornpipes. He loved hornpipes. And but he was playing those tunes straight away after picking it up after 50 years of not playing, you know. So himself and myself were able to play some tunes together, so that was really nice, you know. But that's my influence from the family. But then I got into guitar when I was a teenager, so that was my my instrument kind of for many years.
Rick, you are the band leader, right? On lead vocals, guitars, piano, and bodhran as well.
Yes, yeah. And a couple more instruments there, Jim.
How many? Yeah, how many do you?
You know how it is. I mean, once you learn one instrument, it's much easier to learn the others because it's the same kind of, you know, patterns, you know. But the thing about Ireland, I think that is a beautiful thing, Jim, is I feel like everyone comes out of the womb playing an instrument. And I think that has a lot to do with, you know, there were years of oppression, you know, political oppression through the 1800s, but we're talking, you know, 500 to 800 years of this happening where, you know, land was taken and, you know, if you played I mean, this is just a historical fact. If you played an Irish instrument in the 1800s, you could risk being hung and your instrument burned beneath your feet. This is a fact of what happened. So living under this oppression, I think the Irish culture, they were drawn to music because this was a way of how would you describe it? Of not just escaping, but
it's like a form of therapy kind of thing.
Yeah. And if you go to Ireland, if you're in the family kitchen or you're in the pub, there's just nothing like it. I mean, someone's going to tell a story, someone's going to joke, someone's going to sing a song, someone's going to dance. And this is all to make you to be able to work through life, you know, the struggles of life and celebrate it, and so that's a beautiful thing about Irish culture. Yeah,
absolutely right. What do you think it is? And I've asked this of many of specifically the Irish artists who've come through and been very gracious and fun guests on our show. We have lots of Irish crack, and I have to tell you, the first time I ever said that on this show here in America, people wrote in like, you know, I had Celtic Thunder or whoever on, and like you mentioned that you guys had crack last night on the show, and like, wait, Irish crack, it's, you know, it's like, you know, good times, jolly, fun. It's not CRAIC, different spelling, different everything, madam. It's okay. What do you think? You never know, right? What do you think it is about this love between America and Ireland? Why do we love everything Irish? And of course, you guys celebrate us as well, and you come over here and you share everything. And then, of course, if you were born here, you celebrate the Irish heritage. What do you think it is, this wonderful love affair between Ireland and America and Canada as well?
Yeah, I think it's just the immigrant population that came over years ago. You know, there's so many Irish came over during the famine, and then during the, you know, the 20s and 60s, or like 1916 era, and then in the 50s, 1950s coming over, and ever since as well. You know, like I came over in the 90s on the Morrison visa, and I've been here ever since. You know, but there's just the family connection, I think, is a huge factor in upper end of Northeast and stuff. There's so many Irish descent people up here, and also it's kind of a goodwill sort of ambassador of a country in a way. You know, it's like they haven't necessarily. I don't want to talk out of school, but I don't think they've sort of caused any or inflicted any pain on others, not for the last couple of thousand years at least.
Well, I'm thinking,
but you know, just like they're kind of known for being jovial and having the crack, like you were saying, you know. And also, you reminded me, the pipes I play the uilleann pipes. They have a blowpipe, so built into them, so that's kind of handy. You can have the crack and have your blowpipe there.
of course, he's joking.
Is that kind of like have your cake and eat it too? Is that a different spin on that?
Yeah. To that note, I think the thing about Irish music, it doesn't matter what culture that you come from. There's something that you can relate, you know, because we all experience harshness in life, and this music transcends to every culture. It just, you cannot listen to it and not be happy. You don't forget, you forget about your problems for a while. And so I think that's something that attracts everybody. And as Patrick was saying, it's very family oriented. You go to a pub, it's not just, you know, in Ireland, it's, you know, the children, it's you bring your family dog, we're all sitting by the peat fireplace, and everyone is community. And in this today's age, where everyone's like this, Jim, it's unhealthy. And Irish music, you take that phone, you throw it away, and you're talking to each other. You know, you're relating, and you know, you're talking about your problems, or forgetting about them, and you're just, it's just this natural way of coping with life. And so that's a beautiful thing about the music and the culture, I think.
Wait, did you just say something? I was just scrolling through my news feed. That is funny. Now, I mean, independent of the Celts, you guys have illustrious backgrounds as well. Patrick, have you worked with U2, Sing, and Josh Groban as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've had some great sort of opportunities. I lived in Los Angeles for many years, and just I would get these phone calls every now and again, or emails, sort of saying, "Are you available, you know, tomorrow night to play at Oprah Winfrey's house for her birthday, or you know, Quincy Jones, or some Kennedy family member is getting married, can you play at their wedding tomorrow," kind of thing. And it's always last minute, and it's always, I just always put everything as much as I can on the back burner and try and make it work. And fortunately, so far it has. It's just this very seldom sort of a thing that's nice, where I get hired by Bono. That's the point of that whole.
Yeah, Bono just called him, or just contacted him, like 3 weeks ago to play for Dolly Parton's
back in January.
80th birthday.
Yeah.
Was it January?
Yeah.
Was that far?
Yeah. But yeah, I know.
Time
is flying. But yeah, it's for Dolly Parton. So that was really nice, and she was a sweetheart. And my wife was at
Dolly and Bono. Did you want to step in now, or?
Yeah, and I'm working with for Josh Groban and everything as well. He's just a gentleman as well, and yeah, all these name droppings, as they say,
Yeah, people know and love those folks that you're mentioning. Dolly Parton, extraordinary, still going strong. And we did a special here with a lot of music legends or what have you, who worked with Quincy Jones, either as Melba Moore, Brenda Russell, a lot of others were on our show. Quincy was a master and had a great gift, huh?
Oh man,
Absolutely,
One
yeah,
of the best.
absolute legend. And when I played for him the first time, I don't know if you saw the documentary. It was when he had a seizure. I didn't know this at the time, but he had a Band-Aid on his head and on his nose, I think. And I asked him, I said to him, was it God, what happened to you? Just after I had played for him, I was playing away, and he's like studying my hands, and he actually said he said when I was done, he's like, man, your hands remind me of Bird, and I was just like
Charlie Parker.
gobsmacked. It was like a tear literally went down my cheek. And I was really stunned and just like but he I said to him, God, what happened to you? He was like, oh man, I've slipped on these stairs over here. This whole floor in his house is alabaster. He's like, it gets slippy with, whatever. And, he didn't tell me that he'd had a seizure. And I was like, man, you're a piece of work. I had asked him if he played trumpet. Did he get to play trumpet anymore? Because that was his first instrument,
Exactly right. Yeah.
Just can't do it anymore,
Right. No, we had Greg Field, the incredible drummer and Grammy-winning arranger, composer, and his lovely wife Monica Mancini, who's Henry Mancini's daughter. They were very close to Quincy Jones, and they're dear friends of ours. And they wanted to come on, and they talked about Quincy because they were one of the last to do a project with Quincy before his passing. And yeah, everybody had some wonderful things to say about Quincy. Of course, that Michael Jackson Thriller album that they worked on together. Unbelievable, right? Exactly. You guys, like I said, are really making your mark and continue to, because you're packing the concert halls around the world, the Grand Ole Opry, the Ryman Auditorium, the Lincoln Center theaters, performing arts centers you've had an opportunity to perform in as well. And you've made appearances on PBS and NPR and WSM and lots of shows like the Bluegrass Underground Music, City Roots, and Wood Songs Radio Hour, and so much more. And Rick, you credit much of the success, of course, to that PBS special, but you guys have shared the stages with Vince Gill and Kathy Jordan and Rick Skaggs, Tim O'Brien, Patty Loveless, just to name a few. How cool is that when you get a chance to do that too?
It really is an honor. Mairead Noaney of Alton is also, she was in our first PBS show. These are just absolute legends. We're also talking, I don't know if you can hear the sound of the stage crew upstairs moving around and the stage is upstairs.
I think it's construction.
It almost sounded like it sounds like pots and pans and like somebody's preparing lunch for you guys in a kitchen next door.
We aren't in jail, I promise. It's like people sending us to the pipes.
They didn't have time to paint the wall behind them green. They wanted to do that. But
yeah, the door is green though, so that's
is it?
Yeah, look at that.
It's actually a green room.
Yes.
It's the actual green room, right? Exactly. But performing with the others, like you said, is kind of a cool experience, huh?
Yeah. So like you were talking about the Ryman. I mean, I'll never forget that. You have to take an elevator from the stage up to the dressing rooms, and I was put in the Johnny Cash room. This is literally where Johnny Cash, would do his television show across the country, and there was pictures of Johnny and the show in that room, and so that was just a moment. You got to pinch yourself and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're actually doing a show here. And then moments backstage, hanging with people like Vince Gill and Ricky Skaggs and a lot of these country artists based in Nashville that are incredible musicians, incredible singers and so and Kathy Jordan, what a sweetheart, and she did some shows with us also at the Ryman. So that's just I'm so grateful. And, I hope I never take that for granted to be able to be, playing music with these folks.
Oh yeah,
These guys
absolutely.
introduced us. We were at the Grand Ole Opry. At that time, I think we had 8 people in the band, and from accordion, Jeff Taylor, who also plays with Elvis Costello and Bob Dylan and tours with them, and who else is a mandolin player? Matt Menefee, who plays with
banjo,
Mumford Sons. Yeah, Mumford Sons. So anyway, we had this huge band on stage, which many Irish bands do. And Ricky Skaggs, he gets on the mic to introduce us, and he says, "I don't know how you all make any money on the road. You got so many of you." Anyway, I thought it was very
He's right. We don't.
They don't. They do it for the fun of it, the joy, the pleasure that they want to give all of you, right?
Yeah.
What's it like on the road? It's not an easy life, and if you're going from city to city, like you literally just got in the door there, you're in Boston now. What is it like, and are there funny moments? A lot of times people talk about how it becomes like family, like brothers and sisters, because you're together so long, you're rehearsing, you're on stage, you're doing what you got to do, and you become like family. And then every once in a while on the bus or whatever, there's a lot of crazy things that happen and funny moments. What is it like on the road when you're touring?
Well, everyone's got tour stories. I think you have to be built. I love to travel and I love to play music. I love to entertain. Some people can't do it. I've had a couple of musicians that were fantastic musicians, but they were just uncomfortable in this environment where everything's not under your control. And when you're traveling, it's kind of like that. So, but I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. You get to eat Thai food or Indian food or whatever. When you're out and about, you have to kind of keep an eye on all that stuff too, so you don't, get food hangovers all the time. But
You got to keep the trim figures too, right? They say television adds 10 pounds, And the potatoes, I'm a mashed potato guy myself, but you got to watch the potatoes. They're good, but
I think of it as being almost like being kind of on vacation. It's like what they call a busman's holiday back home. It's like you're working, but you're in these lovely places and experiencing. You get to play music every night. That's the thing. It's like the day can be challenging, but just traveling is the hardest part, probably. But you get to play music every night and
you get to play.
Have a bit of crack, as we were saying. So
right with the crack.
First part is the preparation, and then when you get home, you're pretty exhausted. Sometimes you'll get sleep deprivation, often actually. And when you go home, you just crash. So preparation is the hardest part. Once you get on the road, you feel good about the music's all together and everything.
Yeah. Having a patient wife helps hugely.
Yeah.
So
what if some of these fabulous viewers we have that watch here in America and from around the world have never experienced the Celts, maybe this is the very first time they're getting a chance to learn about you guys and your incredible background. I mean, you bring in the dancers, you get all the other musicians. You can even maybe tell us about some of the other talent and the other casts that are a part of the group as well. But if they've never experienced one of your incredible performances, tell us what makes the Celts different from so many other Irish groups that are out there that maybe they've experienced, that they've enjoyed, and what it is about the Celts that is extra special as well. And got a little video here, just some background B-roll as we're chatting. Tell us about the experience of seeing the Celts in person.
I'd say the first thing is hopefully we attract people that are interested in really, traditional Irish music. But we also throw in the one aspect of our show that I never want to waver from is we want it to be genuine, spontaneous, and to connect with the audience. Some shows that you'll see, it's all set, that we're not talking, and every show that we do is different. It won't be the same jokes, but we just try to be, and that's the Irish way. The thing that you'll, as an American going to Ireland, one of the first things you notice is, oh my gosh, the spontaneous wit is so incredible.
It is, yeah.
Able to move with whatever is happening. So that's a big part of it. But also our music is also, we will mix in every form, particularly with the Christmas show. We'll use Irish instrumentation, but we'll be doing anything from rock and roll to jazz to traditional Irish music and Irish dancing. And we just don't want to have limits. That's why I'm a huge fan of the Beatles, like everybody. They would not limit themselves to, okay, we're just a rock and roll band. They were doing everything from sitar to classical influence to
country influence,
country, So you'll hear that. You'll also hear some of the music that helped to form the development of Irish music, of American country music and bluegrass from Ireland and from Scotland. And so we kind of make those connections, and we'll basically, this particular show, Dancing with the Celts, is telling the story of migration, the journey from Ireland to America in song and dance. It's really that simple. And we kind of go through a little bit of a chronology of that. There's a little bit of some history sharing, and what else would you say? Take it, Pat.
I'd say it's really great. You're going to love it. Yeah, we keep it all fun and entertaining and happy and light, and try and make it as an enjoyable show as possible for the audience as well as for us. Kind of, it's like we all love playing our instruments. Think about the musicians in the band, like Dave Rollins on the drums, phenomenal drummer, Jimmy Sullivan. On the bass, amazing. Yeah,
the great Jimmy Sullivan. His
amazing
family's
jazz player
from Cork.
Mm-hmm.
He comes from a Cork family, and he's really also made a name for himself in stand-up jazz playing. The guy's just through the roof.
Yeah, just breathes bass.
Yeah.
It's quite a show, like you guys are saying, and it's this inspiring story of the Irish journey to America, told through song and dance, dancing with the Celts, and of course that Christmas special, which was so fantastic and so well received. You're really excited to share Dancing with the Celts because it's new, it's captivating, it's been highly anticipated too, and like you say, it's this rich Irish story of coming to America, told through the electrifying dance under the backdrop of the rousing, lively Irish music featuring heart-wrenching ballads, captivating storytelling, whimsical Irish humor, which you have been sharing a wee bit of here on our show, and enchanting multimedia presentations. And the show is not only terrifically entertaining throughout, but it's got this fascinating educational element as well, right? You'll learn something along the way.
Exactly. Yeah, we try and remind people if they haven't heard it before, just to remind them of the Irish and the Scottish as well immigrant story, just the hardships that they came from and the hardships that they came to as well. But then ultimately, finding comfort and finding a home in America. So just letting people, reminding them of that, and that things are looking up, maybe.
And there are some things we won't reveal in this broadcast. You have to come to the show.
Yeah.
But there are some historical facts that a lot of Americans don't know at all. That Patrick
we sneak in there a little bit, you know, it's like just little things that, colloquialisms that we think of now, but are actually true history, you know. So,
What is maybe one?
The show.
You've got to go to the show, and of course, we've been showing the website too. Go to get the tickets, and wherever they are near you, make sure you go. And of course, support their music. Go to all of the places online and download and support. And when you see them on TV, watch and enjoy. You're going to really, really have a not only a real appreciation for everything, but it's going to take you away from maybe some of the craziness of everyday living, which we all need a respite from that now more than ever. Tell us about some of the other band members too, and some of their backgrounds who accompany you guys on stage.
Yeah. Arya Styles Bazant, who is also a singer, an amazing Irish fiddle player, is touring with us.
Yeah, and her son, her 5-month-old son, is with us, and her mom as well. So it's the coolest little kid is in the car with us. Yeah. He's so laid back. But Ari is just phenomenal. And
Jimmy
Sullivan, we said, and Dave Rollins on the drums as well.
And then we also have Malachi Wilson, who's a lead Irish dancer with us. And he dances in the Chinoise style. He's champion dancer. And then we also have local dance troupes that join us as well in all of our shows. We try to bring the community together by bringing in local dancers.
Matt Menefee, great ones lately as well. They're just phenomenal. Yeah.
Matt Menefee, who plays with Mumford Sons, he's not on this particular tour, but he tours with us quite a bit. And Fiachra O'Regan from Connemara is a banjo player. So these
Piper,
are, and Piper as well. So, there's Jeff Taylor we mentioned, plays accordion. On our last record, gosh, I can't think of his name right now.
Byron House.
Yeah, Byron House, who plays with some guy named
Robert Plant.
Robert Plant, yeah. And Alison Krauss. So we're really blessed to play with just amazing musicians that join us.
Incredible.
Jim, your audience about our New York show that's coming up.
Yes, absolutely do that. Yes.
We're going to be in Times Square.
Sony Hall.
Sony Hall on the 16th. This is our first time playing at Sony Hall.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So it's like a kind of a dinner theater. So they're going to have, I think they'll probably have some maybe fish and chips. I don't know. More than likely some Guinness. So yeah, we'll be there.
Bangers and mash and
pie,
I don't think we need to explain what that one is, do we?
Yeah. But we're super excited about that. Some other shows.
Oh yeah,
Sony Hall is incredible.
Go to the website and check the dates.
Yeah. They're so busy, it's like
we'll be
honestly, we don't know from day to day, to be honest.
St. Patrick's Day, we will be in Homer, New York. Where is that going to be? Homer, New York.
Wow.
I don't know the name of the venue, but it's all at the website, theceltsmusic.com.
Right, exactly.
Rochester, New York on the 18th. We're going to be in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania on the 19th. So yeah, that's what's coming up.
Yeah.
You mentioned, you were talking about if people are just thinking it's just one kind of music, that it's going to be just something like, Danny Boy, When Irish Eyes Are Smiling. You bring in retro disco dance to roots country, jazz, rock with no restrictions to your creative freedom, right? So even if they've seen you before, there's always some new things, new elements that you weave into the performances, right?
Yeah, I mean, some of it we want to leave as a surprise, but we could go into anything. there's an Irish tune, Toss of Feathers, that a lot of people know. It's a traditional Irish tune that you can maybe hear us going into a Led Zeppelin tune from there, all acoustically, all with Irish instrumentation. But we've done everything from that to
like electronic dance music, to
disco,
reggae,
disco bass, into country, bluegrass stuff.
Yeah.
Peter Gabriel.
And people look, people come up, like I'll be at the merch table as well, just if anybody's, and usually the band will go out there and say hello to everybody. But we, a lot of times people will come out to the lobby and say, they weren't expecting the show to be as enjoyable as it was. They were thought, honestly, they do. They say they were expecting like the serious, traditional Irish music sort of thing, where it was like everyone's sitting down, nobody moving. The dancers come out on a pulley every now and again, but we're much more, just sort of, it's a show. It's not just a band and some dancers. It's a show that's a production.
It's an event. It's an experience, not just like a concert, but it's an actual experience, right?
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, my dear friend Bruce Garfield, who actually managed us for a number of years. He also was manager for Sinead O'Connor, Grace Jones, Tom Stolby, Simon Duran. The guy's just amazing music business guy. But there was he was saying when he first saw us, he goes, "You guys are a rock and roll band. I feel like I'm at a rock and roll show here." Which is that's true. We want to entertain and we want to create a show, hopefully, that we want to go see. And so we don't limit ourselves to sitting down on 4 stools. We move around and we have fun. If we weren't having fun, I wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Absolutely. What's the preparation like for? I mean, certain people have different rituals, different things they do when they prepare, whether it's a one night off concert event or going on a big tour like this. How do you guys individually prepare your voices, prepare to play instruments, to get out there on stage and do a couple hours of high level energy performance? How do you prepare for that and to be able to go from city to city? What's your secret sauce, as they say?
Secret sauce. Well, for me, I just try and keep things calm and as level sort of as possible, and preparation, be prepared, like a good Boy Scout. Yeah.
It's all about preparation. That's where all the hard work exists, really, is before the tour. Once you get on the tour, it's fun. Yeah. You just got to make sure that you know your material, you rehearse your lines. And if I have the time, it's a really good idea to try to get into some kind of physical good shape, because
we like exercising and stuff. Like Rick enjoys tennis, I enjoy bicycle riding and various things, kayaking and stuff. So.
But it's important because you will suffer some sleep deprivation sometimes. And then for me, I also I have to do vocal exercises. So even before each show, that's just part of the work. People think, oh, you just magically have this great voice. No, it's hard work.
Nobody's ever said that.
You mean besides his mother?
Mama lied, baby. Mama lied.
But that's the point, though. It's hard work. It really is. It's people think, oh, it's talent. No, I just work hard.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and like the group is always evolving and it's always growing. Again, like I said, initially it was the Nashville Celts, and then formed into the Celts. Tell us about that. If people remember the Nashville Celts, the decision to just make it the Celts, was it just easier, rolled off the tongue? It just was more encompassing. It wasn't just specific to maybe a city or a location. It was much more universal. Was that part of the messaging?
I think, given that our music it can't be, people were kind of putting us in this classification of country music, or
they thought that the Nashville Celts, a lot of people would say, but they thought that we were a Nashville-based Boston Celtics fan club or something. They didn't know what the name was,
Yeah.
But
But our agency just said, just make it the Celts, because it's more descriptive, because everything has Irish instrumentation in it, and it's just easier for people to remember.
Yeah. Plus the Celts, like, if we think that it's like the chieftains, it's just self-explanatory, and it's like, what a great name, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The agents were like, people aren't this sophisticated. They immediately associate you with country music.
Yeah. As soon as you say Nashville, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so we said, okay.
Yeah.
We were talking before we were talking before we went on air about the importance of celebrating the arts and getting out and going to a great, event like with the Celts, and supporting other artists, downloading the music and supporting. And that's really important, right? I know that's a message, is come, have a good time. You don't have to do any work, meaning the audience will take care of everything. Leave your troubles at home. When you come to see us Celts, you're going to really have a fantastic time. Like the lady that said, "Oh, I thought it's better than I thought it was going to be." It's going to be spectacular. And it's really important now more than ever to not lose sight of supporting folks like yourself, working really hard to entertain and inspire and lift up us through your talent, and to continue to do that, right? Because we need this in our lives.
Yeah. Like what's, I don't know, just music and art, and, this is what we're trying to portray to people, remind people that these things that, you can have this in your life every day, even, like learn an instrument. This is my approach. Like people, the instrument I play is very rare, really, still, like the uilleann pipes, they're called, the Irish pipes. But, majority of people haven't even heard them before, or haven't realized that they heard them before. So, I have to explain to people, not that I have to, I enjoy explaining it to people. Bit of a uilleann pipe evangelist of sorts, And
Yeah, I think to your point, Jim, if there's great value in just enjoying music by ourselves, but without the audience, it could tend to lead towards narcissism. Where, I'm only doing it for my own enjoyment. Okay, that's good and fine. But without the audience, we would not be able to do this for a living.
Oh yeah.
Patrick would be a plumber. I would be sweeping the floors.
My wife would be so happy. It's so funny.
We can maybe make money, Jim.
Yeah.
So you're saying that if Patrick would be a plumber, what would the name of his company be? PP Incorporated?
Yeah.
With the truth of the audience, I mean, my gosh, we really, words cannot express how much we appreciate
gratitude. Yeah.
Gratitude. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Has this exceeded anything that you expected when you initially formed the group? I mean, having had the PBS special, the recognition from that, going on tour, people buying, the material, the merch, the music, everything, DVDs, whatever they can get. Has it surpassed what you had hoped and met the expectations. It's not easy forming a group these days and getting out there and making the magic like you guys do and all the rest. It takes a village. There's all these people behind the scenes. There's people, like you said, upstairs, building sets and getting everything all together. You're going to be going to a sound check in a couple of minutes kind of thing. Has it exceeded and met what you had hoped it would be with the group?
It really has. I mean, this past December, oftentimes we also play with an orchestra, and which is just a phenomenal experience. But some of the places where we've been, we were Katharine Hepburn's.
Performing Arts Center. Yeah.
It has just brought us all over the country into these beautiful venues. We've met so many beautiful people across the country, and to do this for a living, I just got to pinch myself and thank God for this opportunity, because we really don't take it for granted at all. We know that it's a rare thing. What's it? Less than 1% of all musicians make a living doing it. So it's got to be some kind of divine thing, despite ourselves. God's grace to allow this to happen, and hopefully we can bring something to the audience, joy, just like we were talking about. And then especially during Christmas, we're bringing a message of hope. It's a spiritual message.
Right.
And I think we need this. We need that in our country right now, in the world right now.
Absolutely. And you're doing it and you're mastering it. And are you guys still driving Uber in between concert dates? Or
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, sometimes we'll do the tour bus thing. And, sometimes it's a mixture of flights and minivans and transit vans. And sometimes we have to jog and hitchhike, except for the last two things.
If you see these two on the side of the road, the Jim Masters Show gives them thumbs up. Pick them up, take them wherever they want to go. They'll sing for you. They'll play an instrument along the way.
Rid of us,
No cover charge. Just take them where they need to go. I don't want to keep you guys too long because I know it's a busy time and the door is always open. I tell all of our guests that we keep the porch light on for them here at the Jim Masters Show. So you are welcome back anytime. And I really appreciate, too, that you were mentioning that you watch our show. You've seen past episodes, so you're familiar with the conversational versus interview vibe and style, and that you get a kick out of some of the shows and episodes of our series that you've seen. Huh? I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's lovely to be on. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah.
So thanks for having us.
The pleasure is all mine. And I truly hope you guys enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely, Jim. Fantastic.
Spread the word and enjoy the show and the safe travels with the tour guys. Again, Sony Hall, New York City, not too shabby at all coming up. And keep in touch with us, okay? Be well. And before you go, is there an Irish greeting or something that you'd like to leave, especially this time of the year, with our viewers?
Well, Banatil Fail Lola Faldrig, which is Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. And on our t-shirts and on our logo now, we have Trudy and Braun Element, which means may love cover the multitudes. So,
how about the Irish Blossom?
Oh,
Yeah.
You probably haven't heard this one before. Was it may the road rise up? Oh, I have to adjust the mouth here. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the rain fall soft upon your fields, and may the sun shine warm upon your face. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.
Sláinte.
Sláinte. Beautifully said. What a great way to wrap up this episode. Guys, Thank you for that. And thanks also for all of the time and your wit and wisdom and generosity of time. Go have a great show, and we're rooting for you. Big fans of yours, very familiar with your work. And you guys really put on a great show with a great message. And come see us again. And it was a pleasure. And all the best, okay? And best of the Patrick's too.
You're truly a master, Jim Master.
Oh, wait, I didn't hear that. Did you want to repeat it? No.
You're truly a master, Jim Masters.
This is how we started, wasn't it? We started this. Oh, no, it was like this. We started like this. So what we'll do, we'll go from this to see ya.
Yeah.
Be well, guys. Take care, and all the best. We'll talk soon, okay?
Thanks a million.
All right. You're welcome. Cheers.
Cheers.
The Celts joining us here on the show, and they say cheers. And boy, they're getting ready to go literally upstairs from where they are. They're on location in Boston right now, and they've got a show coming up. And boy, do they put on great performances. If you have not seen the entire group, this was Ric and Patrick, of course, but if you have not seen one of their shows, they really are spectacular. They have a good time. That's the main thing. And, if you've gone to many other different kinds of shows, this is different. This is really something. They play all kinds of different music. They weave in lots of great stories, lots of laughs. They don't recycle the jokes, as they said, something fresh and new all the time. Here's their website. Go check them out. Go get the material, the merch, the music, everything. theceltsmusic.com. It's a great website, quite interactive. You can see videos and hear music and more. And we appreciate them. Literally, like I said in the beginning of the show, they are real troopers. They literally just got in from a performance at the Katharine Hepburn Performing Arts Center in Connecticut, and then made their way up to Boston, where they parked the car. They're going to have some clam chowder now in Boston. And they've got their performance coming up. And then they're going to be in New York, too, as the tour continues. Sony Hall, New York City, around the time of the year where everything is green and Irish. Cool stuff, folks. You don't have to be Irish, though I am and they are. You don't have to be Irish to enjoy what they do and their entertainment and their performances and their music and the craftsmanship too. The artistry is extraordinary. And they have worked with and played with other major acts. They mentioned some of the names of people that they've performed for or with together. It's extraordinary. We thank Ric Blair and Patrick Darcy joining us here from the Celts on the Jim Masters Show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, well, spread the word. Come join us again. It's always a pleasure to have you here. If you want to share this episode, feel free to share it on your social media. Share it right from our YouTube channel, which is Jim Masters TV. You can see hundreds and hundreds of episodes with our celebrity friends and special guests, Jim Masters TV. Subscribe to the channel, too. That helps us grow and reach the continued worldwide audience that we have. Drop a comment below, too, if you enjoyed this, if you're familiar with their music, or you just want to wish them and our show well. Drop a comment. We love the interaction with all of you. And give this episode a thumbs up like. That helps us grow and reach more people around the world as well. So a real pleasure, gang, to have you here. And one more time, let me show you their website so you can go get tickets and get all the material. Check it all out at theceltsmusic.com. What fun, what pleasure. As we say, we have conversations here at the Jim Master Show. These aren't really typical, standard interviews with pre-prepared questions. We just roll with it. We have a good time. Coming to you from New York, this is the Jim Masters Show. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. We love having you here. Don't forget to take care of one another, love one another, and do the very same for yourself. Don't go anywhere. Another great episode of the Jim Masters Show comes up next just for you. Be well, everybody. Take care. Cheers, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for joining us.